the United States Championship match next against Damian Priest and Sheamus, which had built to a fairly good sort of story-feud. So, and of course on SmackDown, the previous episode, when Sheamus was sitting at the announcers table, Priest so-called disrespected Sheamus by using the bro kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but how did you see this particular match?
Damian Priest, very athletic.
Yeah.
For a big guy like that, with what he was doing. There were a few little niggly bits that kind of annoyed me.
Yeah.
One being is that we need a translator to understand what Sheamus says.
Oh. Yeah, well, he's got a bit of a not a lisp, but what would you call that? He's sort of like a fat tongue. I don't know how to best describe it, and he's of course got this thick Irish accent.
But in all, out of the little bits where there was like bad selling from Sheamus in areas, they weren't cutting the count for the ref when they're outside the ring or just letting it occur.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed was, as I'm reading this, is the crowd was quiet.
They weren't as involved. I mean, early in the match, Priest botched that 250 and he landed on his hip.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, Sheamus sort of picked up on that and started working the back a fair bit and used the Irish curse backbreaker. And, he was fairly dominant early in the ring. But then, started doing that cocky thing and fixing his hair and all of that, which allowed, sort of Priest to come back with a tornado DDT and a couple of clotheslines, and it sort of got the match moving a bit from that point.
But as I said, there was psychology definitely there. I think it was in both ways. There was psychology.
Yeah.
The face mask is now off of Sheamus.
Did you hear and see that headbutt he gave Priest with the mask?
Yeah, it was solid, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you saw in an interview later on where the forehead had been sort of cut open, so the mask connected well and truly.
Oh, that's what that sound was.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a snug shot, for sure.
Yeah, it was good.
But other than that, it was a pretty decent match. I can't fault it except for little bits and pieces here and there.
Well, of course, Priest went on to win the match and his first WWE US Championship. So there was another title change. That was the second title change in a row on the card. But again, the match did step up a bit. Certainly it beat probably the first two, and it needed to. I still only gave it a 5.5 out of 10, but I'm not sure what you boys thought of that outcome.
Yeah, look, 5.5 to 6 out of 10 was reality, I think, for the match. I did like the psychology, working the back. I liked that they're giving Damian Priest a run with the belt because they don't have too many guys that size with his athleticism that could be a potential face, and also has a Puerto Rican background, brings in a new audience. I like that part of it. I think working with Sheamus is hard. I don't think I wrote down on my notes here, watching them chain wrestle was like trying to watch, two handicapped people fumble for a doorknob. That's what I wrote down in my notes here. Right.
Oh, shocked me to say that to me.
Right. But I don't think that their chain wrestling was going to get him over anyway, because Sheamus is not great at it. And the other guy doesn't look too good at it. But I think as far as building faces, I think that he's potentially a great face for them. One thing I do like about him is on the mic, if you close your eyes, he almost sounds like The Rock. So if they give him the opportunity to talk and freestyle. He's got that same monotone as The Rock. They teach
Yeah.
him how to use his voice better and get the crowds into it because they need it. They're going to need it in the next 2 to 3 years, people to step up. Currently with AEW, how they're going.
Yeah.
So they're going to need these new guys to step up. And like I said, Sheamus, for whatever you say about him, he's that reliable old workhorse, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Been there for a long time now, and he's been that reliable guy that's got people over and held the belt when there was nobody to hold the belt and kept things hot for people to step in. So I think he did a good job. The match, like I said, reality 6 out of 10, but I didn't hate it. I wouldn't say that it was a...
Oh, no, I didn't hate it, but I thought there was potential there to do a wee bit more, but
yeah, no, I agree a wee bit more, but you are dealing with Sheamus. And
yeah.
Sheamus do the wee bit more. I have no doubt that Damian Priest probably could do a lot more. But Sheamus is a rock'em sock'em robot. That's what he is. He's not.
Yeah, old school.
He's not a catch-as-catch-can guy.
No.
He's not anything like that. But he'll give you a good, honest match every day of the week.
Yeah.
And put in everything he's got for you. So, like I said, I didn't hate the match. I thought the match was pretty good. And I hope that they use this to develop Damian Priest, and not a lot of false finishes. I'm looking down here on the false finishes side of things, and there wasn't a lot of.
No, there wasn't a lot in this one.
False in total, I think. I like the idea of the submission and under the leg lock. I think it was an ankle lock. Him pulling the mask off and punching Sheamus in the face. I liked how he transitioned, taking off the mask and hit him. And I thought there was a lot of good psychology in the match.
Yeah, and delivered the reckoning for the 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Which was really good.